Hey guys, Sandy here, and I am super excited to be scrapbooking a photograph with my Citrus Twist kit for the month of March. And I am scrapbooking this one little weird photo, and that is of my husband using a heat gun to defrost the tiny fridge that we have in like the kids' hangout room. It's where the video games and stuff are. And this was the night before we left for Disney. And all of a sudden there was so much ice that we couldn't even close the fridge. Well, we didn't want to leave it out and have the water leak everywhere. So we just decided to do it ourselves, quick and dirty like, and get it done. And I don't know if you can tell, but there is some washi tape holding up the little teeny freezer door in there. So I wanted to put this page in our album. Now I didn't know if I was going to put this in the chronological album or the Disney album, and what I've decided to do is put it in the chronological album. And then basically what this is going to do is show that we went to Disney without having the Disney pages in that album, because I like my Disney album separate. Okay, so let's see what I can do. So the first thing I'm going to do is use this bold yellow paper, and I decided that I wanted to place this map on top of it. However, I just wanted a little teeny tiny little peek of that yellow paper, so I'm trimming off the map edges. And I think I'm okay with that. When I originally planned on this layout, planned on this piece of paper, I actually had a completely different idea in mind. But you know how things go. You get another idea and you go for it. And I do have to say, I've really liked those arrows on the other side of this paper, and I'm kind of sad that I don't get to do something with the arrows. But it is what it is, and I'm sure there will be another arrow paper someday. Now, what I didn't like was this pink. It's kind of like a pinky peach and green directly on top of this yellow. For some reason, I just felt like it needed a little something extra. So I decided to go with this black piece of cardstock, and that did not come in the kit. But it made all the difference for me. Like, I really like how that little edge is there. And I went to the cut apart sheet because I knew that there were some of these yellow colors there, so I went ahead and got those. Now, these are the reasons why I don't think I will ever go to a guillotine trimmer, because I like gutting my papers, and I also like cutting cut apart sheets in little, like cutting them off little bits at a time. And I wouldn't be able to do that with a guillotine trimmer because that arm would come down and boom, I'd have cut off everything. So every time I see myself scrapbooking like this, I'm kind of like affirming to myself that I really don't need to go buy a guillotine trimmer. Okay, now since our vacation was in Florida, I decided to put that little geotag right there, and makes me happy. I also cut out that yellow banner that says "Love This," and I'm also cutting out this one that says "Life Hack." And the pink is definitely more pink than peach, but I'm going to go with it and make it work because I like the sentiment. And then, of course, I pulled out another label. And I think I've said this before. I really was kind of hesitant for the cut-apart sheet this time because there were a lot less labels than there usually are. And I really enjoy a good label. So, surprise, surprise, I'm using more of the cut-apart sheet than before without all the labels. So that's pretty exciting for me. Now, this little piece that I'm trying to tuck in there but quickly tossed to the side, it was not part of the kit. It was just something pretty that was sitting out on my desk. I wanted to make sure that I brought in more of that yellow. I brought it back from the background to the page up into the foreground. So I'm going to use this scrap of paper that is this yellow floral, and it is a pretty yellow floral for sure. And then I just went ahead and grabbed one of the parts of paper that I had left from another layout and fully matted my photo on it. And then I'm just making sure to get these little bits tucked where I want it to go. Now this cut apart tag says Adventure Bucket List, and I'm going to kind of use that as kind of like a play on words, maybe a little ironically, just because who would have thought that, you know, defrosting a mini fridge was going to be the kickoff to our vacation. Kind of crazy. So I decide that I definitely want this little tab over here, and I decided to keep it inside that floral little piece of paper that's a mat there. And that's because if I put it outside, that pink would have been directly on top of that peachy color, and it really would, to my mind at least, really would have called attention to the fact that the two colors were nowhere near a match for each other. Now this is some tool that I bought at Hobby Lobby. It was 50% off, and I don't know what it is, but I know a lot of people like using tissue paper because it's a light, thin layer for them and it just adds a little bit extra. For me, I just really enjoy, I'm discovering, I really am enjoying adding tulle, and I had a scrap of it that I had purchased eons ago at Joann Fabrics because I thought I was going to do something cool with it. Never happened, but I came to the end of it and I was sad because while I've been scrapbooking, I was like, oh, I could have added a little bit of tulle there. So I went ahead and bought myself a roll. Now, I stapled it right on there because I don't want to mess with the adhesive. Like, it's a pain. So I threw some staples down and I'm like, yeah, that works. And you can actually barely see it in the video. And really, it's not a whole heck of a lot of tulle, so you're not going to have this boom, like pow, in your face tulle when you're looking at the layout. It just adds a little something. And I'm okay with that. I like that. I like that little something sometimes. Sometimes I don't need it to be boom, pow in your face. Sometimes I just need it to be just a little something. Now, I wanted to cover up this bit up here over at the top left, and basically it's just like a key for the currents, and considering that the currents on this matte paper have nothing to do with the story, I didn't deem them important enough to keep them around. What I did decide to do was figure out where exactly my title was going to go, and I decided to overlap it here on the card. And originally I was definitely going to add those two lines where it says vacation, and that kind of fell apart, but it's okay. I can use those elsewhere. And then I thought, you know what? Maybe that geotag's not going to live there. Actually, it's going to go up here. And then I found the sticker and I was like, oh, I like this. Okay. I need to figure out what I'm doing here. It's like, oh, you see something new and you drop. It's like a little kid when they're discovering their toys and they find something and they're like, oh, and then they look over and see another one like, oh, and then they grab that one. That's kind of what I was doing with this layout. Just kind of not really, you know, figuring out where I wanted things. Now, I decided that the label was not long enough for my purposes here. So I just cut a little piece off and then used my grid mat there to line the label up. And then I decided, nope, that's not even where I wanted it. So didn't even use my grid mat that time. I had confidence in myself. So I went ahead and popped on this little flare. Now remember, some of this collection I did not get in the kit. I had purchased parts of it before because I had loved it so much. I just really, for some reason, I like a good travel collection that isn't, like, there's some definitely overt vacation and travel themes in this collection, but there are also other things that can be used elsewhere. So that's exciting to me. And now I'm just trying to figure out what in the world I want to do. And my original plan, which was to use that travel life flare, did not happen. I ended up going with the Let's Go. And that's because I found that sticker that had all that yellow in it. And I just felt like there was so much yellow up in that upper left-hand corner. And I needed to bring the black up a little bit. Now, these little guys right here, these little, what are these things even called? My mind just completely blanked on me. Enamel dots. Can't believe I forgot what enamel dots are called. I mean, come on. So these actually came in a Secret Not Secret Kit Club kit, and I had not used them all, so I thought it would be perfect to place them here on this page. And that's the beauty of scrapbooking, I think. Well, for me. So I subscribe to Citrus Twist, and I subscribe to the Secret Not Secret Kit Club. And then, of course, I have a stash. And when I first start scrapbooking with my kits, I try to do my first layout just with the kit. And then I start pulling other things in because that makes me happy. Like, I'm happy that I can do something just with the kit, and then I'm happy that I can use my stash and use it up with the new stuff that comes in. Ridiculously happy. And when I can use things from both kits together and stash, oh my word, it's like a trifecta of scrapbooking heaven for me, and I just really love it. Completely and totally love it. Now, this is the 12 by 12 chipboard, and I have to say, I've never understood the appeal of the 12 by 12 chipboard. And then I got the 12 by 12 chipboard for Carousel. And while I still have a lot on there, it was perfect for the project I was working on. And it really kind of won me over. So, yeah, I ended up buying this 12 by 12 chipboard. Crazy. Okay. And then I'm going to take all this time to pluck out this little triangle, and I'm not even going to use it. It's going to go right back into the chipboard sheet. It just wasn't working for me. I tried to do something and like find something, and I was like, no, it does not belong. Stop trying to put it a place where it does not belong. And yeah, I tried a lot, but we put it back. And now I'm still messing around with these enamel dots because enamel dots, I mean, seriously, you can mess around with enamel dots all day long. Or maybe you couldn't, but I definitely could. Because there are so many places where you could just tuck a little teeny something and it works. And I kept wanting to use that sticker. First, I just wanted to, but it didn't pan out. It didn't use that sticker. What I did do was use this globe with the wings. And then I went ahead and layered another little sticker under there. I felt like I needed to kind of meld that little pink piece into the layout a little bit more, because even though I'd separated from the peachy bit, it was just like, bam, there's some pink here. So, you know, I had to figure out what I was going to do and try to make it feel like it was supposed to be there, and it felt like a cohesive part of the page. And these are colors that I normally would not scrapbook together. Like, I mean, like this yellow, this burnt mustardy yellow, and the peachy pink, and the teal and black, like not probably colors I would normally throw together, but I really did like this page when it turned out. And then I decided to go ahead and make sure that geotag went back there, and I'm just going to spell out with these little letter stickers, "'Twas the night before vacation," and of course that is a play on "'Twas the night before Christmas," because that was as creative as I could get in the moment. And I love these little black and white stickers. I believe I got them from Michael's sometime. I really wish I would have either kept to the packaging or had written down on the back of them what they were, because I just really like them, like a lot. I wish I had more of them. That's how much I like them. But I don't, and I have plenty of other little tiny letter stickers, so probably once these are gone, I'll be busting into the other ones. Okay, So I'm really liking how this looks. And I just had to go through and pick out a pen. And something about who would have thought that we would have kicked off our vacation with defrosting the freezer. And then I think I said something about the washi tape that was holding it up. But, you know, it was a good time. And it's definitely a fun memory. So I just go ahead and finish that journaling up. And I think this is going to be it. I decided not to add any splatter or mists or anything like that, just because I liked everything that was going on. Like, that's a pretty busy background, so I didn't really feel like there needed to be anything else added. So, like, giving you a quick peek, and that's that. Thanks for watching, guys.